Have you ever laid in bed at night, staring at the ceiling, feeling your heart beat a little too fast, your mind racing, your body tense, and thought, "This cannot be good for me, but I do not know how to fix it"? Maybe your nights look something like this. You fall asleep in front of the TV in the recliner, wake up stiff at 2 a.m., shuffle to bed half awake, and then toss and turn until morning. Or you head to bed with a full stomach from late-night snacks, some cookies, a sandwich, a glass or two of something to help you sleep, and you wake up with heartburn, pounding heart, or a strange feeling you cannot quite explain. Or you sit in bed scrolling on your phone, watching videos, or reading upsetting news, until your eyes finally burn and you tell yourself, "Okay, now I will sleep." But your brain will not shut off. If you are over 60, you may have told yourself, "Well, sleep just gets worse with age. That is all." And there is some truth to that. As we get older, our sleep does change. We wake more often. We may sleep lighter. We may need to get up to use the bathroom. But what most people do not realize is that some very common bedtime habits seniors fall into, without thinking, can quietly put serious strain on their heart, their brain, their blood pressure, and even their chances of waking up healthy the next morning. Doctors see it all the time, an older adult who just didn't wake up after a night of poor sleep and bad habits, a senior who has a stroke or heart event in the early morning hours after going to bed in a state of stress, stuffed, dehydrated, or sedated, a person whose falls, confusion, or breathing problems are directly linked to what they do in the hour or two before bed. To the outside world, it looks sudden, but inside the body, those bedtime choices have been stacking the odds against them for months or years. This is not meant to scare you. It is meant to wake you up in a different way, to the fact that your nights are not just dead time between days. They are when your heart, brain, and blood vessels either get a chance to recover or get pushed even harder, depending on what you do before you turn off the light. If you are in your 60 seconds, 70 seconds, or 80 seconds, you might already be wondering, are my bedtime habits quietly raising my blood pressure, making my heart rhythm less stable, increasing my risk of stroke or heart attack? Am I making my sleep more dangerous instead of more healing? Not on purpose, but out of routine. And is there anything I can still change without turning my entire life upside down? You are not alone in those questions. Many seniors assume that if they made it through the day, the night will take care of itself. So they focus on daytime diet and exercise, and barely think about their bedtime routine. But some of the most dangerous habits for older adults, heavy late-night eating and drinking, certain ways of using sleep medications or alcohol, the way you position your body, the way you handle bathroom trips, the way you use screens and deal with worry at night, show up in the last few hours before sleep. In this video, we are going to talk about 5 bedtime habits that may seem harmless, even comforting, but that can quietly damage senior health over time. We will look at how they affect your heart, your brain, your blood vessels, your breathing, and your risk of falls, and most importantly, we will talk about safer, more gentle alternatives that respect the reality of your age and your medical conditions. By the end of this video, you will have a clearer picture of which nighttime routines are truly relaxing and protective, and which ones are slowly pushing your body toward danger. You will know what to start questioning, what to discuss with your doctor, and what small changes can help your nights support your health instead of working against it. And stay with me until the very end, because habit number 3 is one that many seniors actually believe is helping them sleep, yet older doctors quietly worry about it the most, since it can turn an ordinary night into a very risky one without any warning. Now, let us get started. Number 1. Going to bed on a stuffed, overloaded stomach. One of the most common bedtime habits that quietly put seniors at risk is eating a large, heavy meal and then lying down soon afterward. As we age, digestion slows down. The valve between the stomach and esophagus can get weaker, and many older adults live with reflux, heartburn, or a hiatal hernia. When you go to bed with a full belly of fried foods, rich sauces, late night snacks, desserts, or big portions, all that food and acid has nowhere to go but up toward your throat when you lie flat. That is why so many seniors feel burning in the chest, bitter taste in the mouth, coughing, choking, or a strange tightness when they lie down. This is not just uncomfortable, it can be dangerous. Nighttime reflux can trigger chest pain that is hard to tell from heart trouble. It can cause silent aspiration, tiny amounts of stomach contents going into the lungs, which increases the risk of pneumonia over time. It can raise blood pressure and heart rate when your body is trying to rest. And the constant poor sleep from pain and discomfort leaves your heart, brain, and immune system worn down day after day. For someone with heart disease or breathing problems already, this constant strain makes the night a riskier time than it needs to be. A safer pattern is to let your biggest or heaviest meal be earlier in the day when your body is upright and moving, and to keep the last meal or snack before bed smaller, lighter, and easier to digest. Think soup, soft cooked vegetables, a small portion of lean protein, or a simple snack like a little yogurt or a banana if you truly need something. Try to finish eating at least 2 to 3 hours before you lie down when possible, and if your doctor has suggested raising the head of your bed a few inches or using extra support pillows because of reflux, that simple change can help keep stomach contents where they belong. None of this means you can never enjoy a nice dinner again. It just means that late, heavy, greasy, and sugary meals right before bed are not a harmless habit after 60. They put real pressure on organs that are already working hard for you. Number 2, helping yourself sleep with alcohol or the wrong nightcap. Many older adults quietly use alcohol as a sleep tool. A glass or two of wine, a shot of whiskey, a little something to calm the nerves and make it easier to drift off. It may feel like it works because you get sleepy faster, but what most people do not realize is that alcohol disrupts the second half of the night. It fragments deep sleep, increases bathroom trips, worsens snoring and sleep apnea, and can cause early morning waking with a racing heart, sweating, or anxiety. For seniors, whose bodies process alcohol more slowly, the same amount that felt light at 40 can act like a much stronger dose at 70. Mixing alcohol with prescription sleep medications, anxiety pills, pain pills, allergy pills, or even over-the-counter PM products can be especially dangerous. These combinations can slow your breathing too much, drop your blood pressure when you stand up, and dramatically increase your risk of falls if you get up during the night. Many early morning hip fractures, head injuries, and even sudden deaths in older adults trace back to nights where alcohol and sedating medicines were quietly working together. It does not always look dramatic from the outside, but inside the body, the nervous system and breathing centers are being pushed down at the very time they need to keep you alive. If you have fallen into the habit of using alcohol to sleep, it may be time to see it not as a friend, but as a risky bedtime habit. Safer alternatives include a warm, non-alcoholic drink like herbal tea, a short, calming routine you repeat every night, gentle stretching, breathing exercises, reading something soothing, or listening to soft music. If you struggle badly with insomnia, bring it up with your doctor instead of trying to knock yourself out with extra drinks. There may be safer treatments or adjustments to your medications that can help. Your life is worth more than a few minutes of artificial drowsiness. If you are still listening, comment the number 2 below so we know you are here. And if these conversations matter to you, consider subscribing so we can keep creating calm, practical videos for older adults and their families. Now, let us move forward. Number 3. Relying on strong sleep medications every night without understanding the risks. This is the habit many seniors believe is helping them, yet older doctors worry about it the most. Prescription sleep pills, some anxiety medications, certain pain medicines, and even PM over-the-counter drugs that contain sedating antihistamines can make you feel like you are finally getting rest. But they often create a shallow, artificial sleep that comes with a price. In older adults, these medicines can worsen memory and thinking, increase confusion at night, cause dizziness when you stand up, slow your reflexes, suppress your breathing, especially if you have sleep apnea or lung problems, and dramatically raise your chance of falling if you get up to use the bathroom. A fall at 30 might mean bruises. At 75, it can mean a broken hip, a head injury, loss of independence, even death within a year for some people. Many families can trace a loved one's fast decline to that one fall in the bathroom at night, and often, when doctors look closely, they see that sedating medicines played a part in that fall, especially when multiple such drugs were being used together. Some sleep medicines are also habit-forming, meaning your body gets used to them and you need more to get the same effect, and stopping them suddenly without medical guidance can cause withdrawal symptoms. This does not mean that no senior should ever use sleep medication. There are cases where, under careful supervision, a doctor may decide that the benefits outweigh the risks for a particular person. It does mean that these medicines should not be taken lightly or used on your own without review, especially not combined with alcohol. If you find yourself relying on pills every night just to knock yourself out, or if you are taking several different medications that make you drowsy, it is important to talk honestly with your doctor or pharmacist. Ask them to review everything you take at night, to see if any dose can be lowered, any medication can be changed to a safer alternative, or if you can try non-drug approaches to sleep. A bedtime routine that respects your brain and balance is much safer than one that simply sedates you and hopes for the best. Number 4. Going to bed in a position or with breathing problems that starve your body of oxygen. Many older adults snore, gasp, stop breathing for short periods during sleep, or wake up feeling like they are choking, and often they shrug it off as just how I sleep. Some have been told they have sleep apnea, but do not use their CPAP or other treatments. Others have never been evaluated, but their partner complains that they sound like they are struggling to breathe at night. When you combine this with sleeping flat on your back, a heavy neck, heart disease, or lung problems, bedtime can become a time when your oxygen levels drop repeatedly, your blood pressure spikes, your heart rhythm becomes less stable, and your brain gets less of the oxygen it needs. Untreated sleep apnea is strongly linked with higher risks of high blood pressure, atrial fibrillation, heart attacks, strokes, and memory problems. For seniors who may already have narrow arteries and weaker hearts, this constant nighttime stress can be especially dangerous. Lying flat with several pillows propping your head forward can also kink your airway in unhelpful ways. And some people with heart failure or severe lung problems may actually need to sleep more upright in a recliner or with the head of the bed raised, as their doctor advises, to breathe more easily. If you snore loudly, stop breathing at night, wake up gasping, have very dry mouth, morning headaches, or feel unrefreshed even after many hours in bed, it is worth talking to your doctor about whether you might have sleep apnea or another breathing problem in sleep. Testing and treatments are not always pleasant, but they can be life-saving. At the very least, avoiding sleeping flat on your back without support, using any breathing devices your doctor has prescribed, and not taking extra sedating medicines that relax your airway muscles further are key steps in making your bedtime safer instead of more dangerous. Number 5. Having a risky bathroom and bedroom setup that turns nighttime trips into dangerous journeys. The last deadly bedtime habit is less about what you do with your body and more about the environment you move through. Many seniors have to get up at least once or twice at night to use the toilet, especially if they take water pills or have prostate or bladder issues. But their path from bed to bathroom is filled with hazards, loose rugs, dark hallways, clutter on the floor, no nightlight, a low toilet without support, slippery tiles. Combine that with drowsiness, maybe from medications, low blood pressure from standing up too quickly, and weaker balance, and you have the perfect setup for a fall at 2 or 3 inches the morning. Falls at night are often worse than daytime falls because there is less light, less awareness, and sometimes nobody around to hear you right away. A single fall can lead to broken bones, bleeding in the brain, long hospital stays, and a permanent loss of independence. Many older adults who were living on their own before a fall end up needing a nursing home afterwards. Changing this bedtime habit means treating the nighttime bathroom trip as something you planned for, not something you stumble through half awake. You can make the path safer by keeping a clear pathway from bed to toilet, using nightlights or motion sensor lights, removing throw rugs, installing grab bars in the bathroom, using a non-slip mat, and talking to your doctor about whether your blood pressure medicines or water pills could be adjusted so you are not rushing to the bathroom at the riskiest hours. Some seniors benefit from having a bedside commode to shorten the distance they have to walk, especially after surgery or during illnesses. None of these changes are about taking away your freedom. They are about protecting it. So, one misstep in the dark does not take away years of independence you worked so hard to maintain. When you look at these 5 habits together, heavy late-night eating, using alcohol as a sleep aid, relying too heavily on strong sleep medicines, ignoring breathing problems or unsafe sleep positions, and having a hazardous path to the bathroom, you can see why bedtime can either gently support your health or quietly work against it. The goal is not to be perfect, but to start noticing where your own habits might be placing more pressure on your heart, brain, and body than they can safely handle, so you can begin to change them one by one. Final thoughts. We have just talked honestly about 5 bedtime habits that many seniors see as normal: going to bed on a stuffed, overloaded stomach, using alcohol as a nightcap to force sleep, relying too heavily on strong sleep medicines and sedating pills, ignoring breathing problems and unsafe sleep positions that starve the body of oxygen, and trying to navigate a dark, cluttered path to the bathroom in the middle of the night. None of these habits usually cause disaster the first time you do them. That is what makes them so sneaky. A big late meal here, a drink there, a pill to finally knock you out, one more night of loud snoring and gasping, one more trip over a loose rug. Nothing terrible happens, and it is easy to say, "See, I am fine." But inside the body, those choices are quietly raising your blood pressure, stressing your heart, disturbing your brain, and increasing your risk of falls and serious events, especially after 60 or 70, when your system simply has less reserve. If you heard yourself in any of this, that does not mean you are foolish or careless. It means you have been doing what most people do, trying to cope with long, lonely nights in the best way you know. Maybe nobody ever explained to you that reflux is not just annoying, it can strain your heart and lungs. Maybe you did not know that the glass of wine or extra shot before bed was making your sleep shallower, your breathing weaker, and your bathroom trips more dangerous. Maybe those pills that finally knocked you out felt like the only thing standing between you and misery. So of course you reached for them. What matters now is not what you did last year, but what you do next. Your nights can still become safer, more healing, and less risky, even if your health is not perfect. You cannot undo every habit overnight, and you do not have to. Instead, think about small, specific changes you can actually live with. Maybe you decide that, from now on, you will try to finish your heavier eating earlier in the evening and keep the last snack light and simple so your stomach is not fighting gravity all night. Maybe you choose to swap the alcoholic nightcap for a warm, non-alcoholic drink and talk with your doctor honestly about better ways to handle insomnia or anxiety. Maybe you schedule a medication review and say, "Can we look at everything I am taking to help me sleep? I am worried about falls and my memory," so you and your doctor can see if anything can be lowered, changed, or slowly tapered under supervision. Maybe you finally mention your snoring, gasping, or choking at night, or your partner's concerns, and ask if you should be tested for sleep apnea, not because you enjoy the idea of a mask or machine, but because you would like your brain and heart to get the oxygen they deserve every single night. Maybe you walk through your bedroom and bathroom with new eyes, remove one rug, add one nightlight, clear one pathway, put in one grab bar, set up one non-slip mat, so that the person who wakes up at 2 a.m. needing the toilet has a much better chance of getting there and back without falling. Ask yourself, when you look at these 5 habits, which one feels most dangerous in your own life right now? Is it the heavy late eating, the alcohol, the pills, the breathing issues, or the unsafe environment? And which one change feels most doable this week? Not someday, but this week. It might be as simple as moving dinner an hour earlier, skipping that last drink, asking your doctor or pharmacist to check your medicines for drowsiness, calling to schedule a sleep study, or buying a nightlight and removing the rug you always trip over. You do not have to have a perfect bedtime routine to protect your life. You just have to make it a little safer than it was yesterday, then a little safer again next week, and keep building on that. Every small change you make in how you go to bed can give your heart, your brain, and your body a better chance to rest and recover instead of being pushed to the edge. Thank you for being willing to look at something as ordinary as your bedtime with such honesty. Many people would rather not think about it at all. They would rather assume that if they woke up today, they will wake up tomorrow. Your willingness to question your habits, to learn, to adjust, is one of your greatest protections as you age. In the comments below, share which bedtime habit you want to work on first: the late heavy eating, the nightcap, the pills, the breathing issues, or the path to the bathroom. And tell us one small step you are willing to take this week to make your nights safer. Your decision might be the exact idea another senior needs to hear to change their own routine before something serious happens. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with a friend or family member over 60 who struggles with sleep or has habits they may not realize are risky. Your support helps us keep creating calm, practical content to inform and protect older adults and their families. Thank you for watching. Treat your nights as gently and carefully as you treat your days, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.